Time. Alright, the goal of this project is to find the circumcenter. Let's remember what it means to get the circumcenter. Okay? This problem is problem number 7, right? Page 341 and 5.2. Okay? 5.2, 341. Alright, circumcenter. Alright, so we're going to take a look at 3 points. Now these 3 points could be, let's say it's an acute triangle, right? If it's acute, it's going to be interior. Remember, we only need the midpoint. Between two of these, right? Because two lines create a point, right? And we're going to find the perpendicular bisectors. The perpendicular bisectors, okay? And that's going to give you that center that we're looking for. That circumcenter, okay? By finding those perpendicular bisectors. This one will be right there. Notice how it's just right there. These are all the same. All of these sides now are the same. This is the center of that circle. Okay? Now, not these. These. The sides going out to the edges of this triangle. These are all on that circle. That's what we're doing with this. Okay? So, we need to find 2 midpoints. From that, right, we need to take those same 2 that we found the midpoints on, right, and find a point off where we've got to find their line, their perpendicular line that goes through that point. After we find the 2 lines that's perpendicular that goes through that point, then we find that intersection of those 2 lines. Let's do this. Okay. First we'll start with this one. I want the MP of, are these labeled A, B, and C or anything like that?
Yes.
D, V, and O?
T, V, and O.
Really?
Yes, sir.
T, V, and O? That's terrible. Why would they use an O?
With the zeros even.
Yeah. T, V, and O. I want to change it. Can I change that to A, B, and C? Can I do that for you? Because O is very confusing with all these zeros. So I'm going to change it to A, B, and C. Okay? So it's a little bit easier. Right? Alright, so I'm going to find the midpoint of A and B. Notice how I say MPAB. Right? And how do we find the midpoint? Remember? Add the x's. Right? So I add the 2 x's, 9 plus 0, and divide by 2. I add the 2 y's, 0 plus negative 4, and divide by 2. And so the midpoint, right, of AB is equal to, looks like 4.5 and negative 2. Fair enough? That's not a very nice number. I thought I said I was giving you nice numbers. Oh well, I lied. I could have chose 2 other midpoints. No, you got to use 9 in one of them, huh? So we chose this 2, and now we could choose these 2, or we could choose these 2. Right? So which do you want? We choose AB, we can choose AC or BC. Which one? It's up to you. AB or BC? I would use BC because BC is going to come out nice and even.
Let's go with
right? So the midpoint, let's change color. The midpoint of BC, right, is going to be, I'm going to add the B and C. So 0 plus 0 divided by 2. Well, that's 0. That was nice, right? And then negative 4 plus 0, divided by 2, again, negative 2. Okay? And this is the midpoint of BC. Okay? So I know the midpoints. I know the two midpoints, right? That's these 2 points right here in retrospect. Somewhere, I don't know, in space. I don't know if that's even right, but somewhere in space. Now I could draw it and I'd know. Right? But I don't need to go through all that hassle. Okay, this is math. I just need to have an idea of what I'm doing. Now, I need a line that goes through that point that's perpendicular to this line, AB. So I need to know the slope of AB, right? I need to know the slope, M of AB is equal to, right? Flip and smack AB. What does that mean? That means I take this, I flip it. 0 over 9. I take this, I flip it, or I stack it. Stack it and smack it. It's up to you. Okay? Remember, y is on top. Negative 4. 0. And then I smack it. That's why I use 2 different colors. Okay? Because I need to see my smack. Why do I need to see my smack? Because when I'm looking with a negative, I need to know what that smack is about. Okay? 2 negatives make a positive. So this is no longer negative 4, it's plus 4. So this is equal to 4 over 9. Wow, that's nasty. Woo! Loving it though. Okay, now, what's the perpendicular slope? What is M perpendicular?
9 over 4.
Yeah, remember, flip it and smack it. 9 over 4, but did you smack it?
No.
No, you gotta smack it. Smack it. Okay? Alright, now I know negative 9 over 4. So I know the slope now. Do I know the line? Well, I know a point. I know the point, the midpoint, right? This is the point I'm going to use to plug in to this equation. To y equals mx plus b for AB, of course, right? And now what this is going to be the perpendicular to AB. This is going to be the perpendicular line to AB. So what this is going to be is this perpendicular of the midpoint, right? So this is my perpendicular of AB. Okay? So I just plug this in. Y, negative 2, equals M, negative 9 over 4, times X, 4.5. Right? Plus B. Nasty. 4.5. Well, half of 9, that's 4.5. Oh my gosh, this is going to come out nasty. Not fun, not fun, not fun. So this almost looking like calculator work. Right? Because 9 times 4 is what? 36? Right? Half of 9 is 4.5. 36 and 4.5.
Negative 40.5.
So negative 40.5 over 4 equals negative 2. So I'm going to add 40.5 over 4. What is 40.5 over 4? Well, that's 10. Right? 4 goes into 40 10 times. Right? How much does it go into 50? Well, 0.1, right, with 1 left over, into 10, 2, into 20, 5, so 1, 2, 5, right? So I'm going to add 10.25 to both sides, 10.125. And if I take 2 away from 10, I get 8.125 is equal to B. And so my line is y is equal to x, and now I have a slope of negative 9.4, right? Plus 8.125. Okay? And that's my line. And now I got to do the same thing to this guy. And then once I get these two lines, then I take the two lines and I do, well, in this case, because then y equals mx plus b more, I could just plug it in and solve it. Or I can do linear combination by getting rid of the fractions. There's a lot to do. Okay, so that's half the problem. Part 1.
Yeah.